So, all growing up, I always felt the need to have a best friend. Like, there was always a hierarchy to my friends, um, kind of like MySpace, but in real life. And I always felt like I needed to have that label on one person. Um, and until recently, that has stayed true. I've always felt like I needed to have an absolute best friend, and I always have until, again, recently. Um, but I've been thinking about that and thinking about having a best friend. And this video is in no way saying that you shouldn't have a best friend, or if you have a best friend, that that's invalid or unhealthy. This is just my personal feelings about myself having a best friend. And at some point, I may again have somebody that label applies to. I'm just not pressuring myself into having one person with that label. But I realized that I have severe dependency issues, and if I do have a best friend, if I realize that friendship is unhealthy, having those dependency issues caused me to stay much longer and to dedicate more time and work harder on that relationship just because I'm scared of not having a best friend. Um, Another thing, I have multiple close friends. I'm very lucky to have the friends that I do. But I couldn't choose a best friend out of them because all of my friends are incredibly unique. They have different things that they have to offer. And one thing isn't more important than another in these friendships. Um, it, they don't, just because one person has a strength in one area doesn't make them more valuable to me than another person who is strong in another area. Um, I think this happens a lot in romantic relationships as well. You expect to get everything you need from one person when in reality we need community and we need friendship, multiple friendships, and we can't just depend on one person. Again, we can't depend on other people for our own happiness and to be content with who we are, but having friendships, I keep having to fix the exposure. But that's just why, personally, I want to take a step back from having a best friend because it also leads to a lot of jealousy. And when those friendships, if they, because there are a lot of times in friendships, they just aren't what we need anymore and we become less close and we change as people. And that's okay and it's normal. But if it's a best friendship, then it's a lot more painful. It seems more of being left than of growing apart. So I'm focusing on not having a best friend, on just having friends and appreciating that and having equality in my friendships. But that's just something I've been thinking about and I thought I would post about. So